Today in Austin, Texas, we're diving into the city's budget cuts and the ripple effect from Prop Q's rejection. I'm Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark, reporting from Austin, Texas. All right, here's where we begin. Austin's budget cuts explained. Prop Q rejection leads to revised spending plan. Now here's the scoop. Austin City Council just approved a revised $6.3 billion budget. It's bigger than last year's, despite the chatter about $95 million in cuts. Well, that's one way to look at it. So what happened? On November 4th, voters gave Prop Q the cold shoulder. This measure would have hiked property taxes by over 20% to rake in $110 million. With the rejection, the city had to get creative and adjust the budget accordingly. To comply with state law, they nudged property taxes up by 3.5% and dipped into the rainy day fund for $14.1 million. Interestingly, while some social services faced trims, the police, fire, and EMS budgets saw a boost. Call it like it is, the voters' preference for essential services is loud and clear, and somehow we ended up with a bigger budget than last year. Let's transition to this. Save Austin Now pushes for mandatory city budget audits in new petition drive. Here's something to chew on. Save Austin Now, a Republican-aligned group, is on a mission. They've kicked off a petition drive to enforce regular city budget audits. They're aiming for 25,000 signatures by February 1st, 2026, to get this on the May ballot. Their goal? To identify cost savings and boost transparency in city spending. This isn't their first rodeo. They've led successful campaigns before, like against the public camping ban removal in 2021. However, a similar audit initiative didn't fly in 2018. Mandating audits could be a game changer for transparency, fostering a more accountable city government. All right, next topic, Pflugerville mayoral race heats up. McCord versus Weiss in December runoff. Pflugerville voters are gearing up for a mayoral runoff on December 13th. Pat McCord, a semi-retired consultant, is going head-to-head with Doug Weiss, a city council member. Both have their sights set on fiscal responsibility and infrastructure improvements. McCord wants to trim property taxes and utility costs, while Weiss aims to enhance city living standards. Pflugerville's sitting on a $1.6 billion debt from big projects like Downtown East. McCord claims Weiss had a hand in this hefty tab. Well, that's the story right there. This runoff is shaping up to be a pivotal decision for Pflugerville's financial future. And now for something completely different. Austin Airport faces delays. Stormy weather disrupts flights. Travelers at Austin Bergstrom International Airport faced a rough patch on November 21st. Stormy weather prompted the FAA to issue a ground delay, resulting in an average of 52-minute delays. Some flights were even delayed over 2 hours. 79 inbound and 70 outbound flights got tangled in the mess, with 11 cancellations. With Thanksgiving around the corner, the FAA expects it to be the busiest travel season in 15 years. Travelers should always brace for weather surprises, especially during peak seasons. Last up, Texas versus Kentucky, a showdown in the SEC volleyball tournament finals. The Texas Longhorns are squaring off against the Kentucky Wildcats in Savannah, Georgia today. Texas is out for redemption, having been swept by Kentucky earlier this month. Both teams are top-seeded, and Kentucky's got powerhouse players like Eva Hudson and Brooklyn DeLay leading the charge. Texas is switching up their strategies to disrupt Kentucky's game. It's going to be a nail-biter. Kentucky's last back-to-back SEC titles were in 1987 and 1988. This match promises to be a thrilling test of skill and strategy. I'm Dean Bark, and that's your City Report from Austin, Texas. Have a great day, and join us again tomorrow for more news around town.